Hey guys, the day is finally here. It is chipper day, which means I have rented the chipper. Here is what the chipper looks like. It's a big industrial machinery. Hooks right onto your hitch, and then you can haul it. Now, I'll walk through what I know about the chipper, but I am definitely not a professional by any means. It is something that I think anyone can do as long as you use, safety protocols. You're definitely going to want gloves because this thing whips around the branches quite a bit. You're definitely going to want glasses and you're definitely going to want ear protection. It is really loud when it's ripping, and you usually have to have it in full bore in order for it to do the work that you need it to do. So I just adjusted this piece, and I'm going to have the wood chips kind of shoot out right here into a pile. I'm going to move some of this wood stack over that ways a little bit. And then you basically feed everything through this back end here. So this little lever pulls out right here, brings this tray down. This is where you feed the stuff. There is a on-off button right here, and then this bar, by pushing this forward and backwards, it basically reverses the direction. So if you get something jammed up in there, it'll spit it back out, and that's when you really need to be careful making sure that you've got glasses on. And you want to always keep your body kind of out on these outskirts. You don't want to be standing right in the middle of this when you're feeding stuff in. Always try to feed stuff like on the side. So it's pretty simple, runs with regular gas, unleaded gas. But basically, we're going to just turn this onto on, make sure this is at full bore, run it until we're done. And then we basically, because it's a rental, we get it for we pay like 24 hours, so you pay for a day. So I picked it up. This is a Friday afternoon, and my neighbor and I are splitting it. So we're going to have it over the weekend. And if we get done with it early, we can always return it early. I think they're open on Saturdays till like lunchtime-ish. But yeah, this is the pile of stuff behind me. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, oh, I'll have this done in an hour or less. And I say that kind of jokingly, but mostly not, because I did a pile that was probably 10 times the size of this pile. Mixture of hemlock and alder primarily. And it was all on that side of our property. It was last fall. It was actually the very first video that I produced was involving this exact chipper. And my father-in-law and some friends came out and they chopped down a whole bunch of trees. And then my job was just basically chipping everything up. And so I've gotten a little bit of practice with this chipper. I'm excited to use it again. I think it's kind of fun. It's like a little adrenaline rush. And it's just so nice to have all these homemade alder chips. Now this is 100% alder. There's nothing else mixed in this. So I'm going to try and keep it pretty clean. It'll be a really nice bed of mulch that we'll be able to put into that garden bed expansion that we did over there, and then kind of top off some of the other beds that are looking a little sparse. So yeah, we're just going to get going on this project. Once I turn this on, I'm not going to be able to talk at all because you won't be able to hear me. It is so stinking loud. So I'll just prop my camera up so you can watch the process, and it's kind of satisfying, and then I'll show you what it looks like once we're all done. And yeah, so let's get started. Wow. I am so sweaty. It was so much manual labor. But it was so fun. I just finished up. The pile that was here is no longer. This is just leaves and gravel, rocks. These are some of the trees we cut down, and then a bunch of salmonberries. And I don't want to cut back any salmonberries and shave them up because they'll just grow into literal plants. But this is our pile of mulch. It doesn't look like much, honestly, to me. When I look at it now, I thought that was going to be a pretty good pile, but that just goes to show I had two piles that were my height, like 5 foot or more, that were, you know, this width, but my height, two of them last fall. This pile looks so pathetic. I don't even know if that will cover my whole garden bed. I'll just have to cut down more alder trees, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to call that quits for today. So the end of this video then will just be me on another day, sometime in the next couple days to a week, taking this mulch and mulching that new garden bed expansion that we did on the back side of our property. And I'm so excited about that. It'll look so much better once I have this mulch down. So I think this should be close to enough to cover it, but we'll just kind of have to play it by ear. I definitely don't think I'm going to have much extra. Okay, it is, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 days later, almost the next weekend, after my chipping endeavors, and I'm with the mulch pile, which, oh, you guys, it's good. It's good chipped wood. I'm really excited to get this in the garden bed. So I'm going to go get the wheelbarrow, and we're just going to haul this over to the garden bed expansion part 2 on the other side of our property. And I think it'll take at least a couple wheelbarrows, and I'll get a shovel and I'll just kind of scatter it throughout that area over the cardboarded area. And I have acquired a little bit more cardboard, so we'll see if we need to cardboard anything else in that area before we chip it. I'm just so excited. It's going to look so good, and it's just going to make everything look really cohesive and finished. So let's get started. Okay, we got as much of the project as I have the energy to do today. There is still mulch left to finish this project, but I will need to get a rake. It's kind of mixed up with some gravel, and it's just going to take more energy and time than I really have to finish it. But I want to show you guys what I did get done today, because honestly, it looks a million times better than it did at the beginning of this video. If I zoom out here, oh, let me move my cart. I think I did like 6 loads of mulch today. Maybe 7, I don't know. Okay, so this is garden bed expansion part 2. I haven't come over with an edger and done this edge yet to get a clean line where the rocks are, so that's why there's so much grass growing over it. I will come back and I'll do that. And then I just wanted to give you guys kind of a look over of what it ends up looking like. So I do have a couple patches that I didn't get mulched. This area I wanted to cardboard and then mulch. That area I want to cardboard, mulch. And then there's a little section over here that needs to be cardboarded and mulched as well, this last corner. But honestly, the majority got done today. So I kind of just filled in. Obviously, we will have a lot of grass mixed in at first, but I will start to like come through and work on this bed and clean that up. So we've got lots of ajuga, we've got the hellebores, the 3 hydrangeas since I put them in are doing really, really well. I'm super happy with the growth that I've seen from those. The Weigela, we've got more hellebores. These astilbes are in bloom right now, and they just look incredible. I love the look of that. It's kind of hard to see it against contrasting against the mulch, but once this mulch settles and it kind of fades a bit, it will show much more contrast. We got our rhubarb back there. We got some hostas, some heucherellas, some more different varieties of hostas, ajugas, brunnera, more hosta ferns, more ferns, and then that Benny Mako that we planted in the last video. Garden bed expansion part 2 is, I would say, I don't know, 80% complete, maybe 85, considering we just have a little bit of cardboarding and a little bit of mulching left on the perimeters. But overall, woo! And like, look at how it transitions. I gotta come and rake this out so that, because the grass is not growing well there. But look at this transition here, you guys. Like, it's gonna just be such a beautiful border. It's really starting to fill in. And then obviously this border looks a lot less clean than these borders where I have done some work and edging. So this is what over here will look like once I have a chance to come back, edge this out, rip out the grass, and kind of reset those rocks. But all in due time. You know, you don't want to get all your projects done in one weekend. Otherwise, what would you have to do the rest of the year? Before I let you guys go, I want to show you a few things that are in bloom because it is, you know, late July right now and stuff is kind of starting to die out. There's a lot of greenery and things are still looking really lush, but I do have some stuff that's still in bloom, kind of our later variety stuff that I want to show you. And then I have a new plant that I'll be posting about in the next video that I'll give you a sneak peek of. So over here in this front garden bag, we got some hardy geranium that is just looking beautiful. I've got a bunch of those throughout the yard I'll show you. We've got some salvia. This is a perennial salvia. And like, look at how dainty these little flowers are. And I love how like wispy they are, like moving in the wind like that. I just think this little pop of red is really beautiful, especially against that red cedar chip that I have up here. Loving that. Up here in the front, we've got this flower, which I have no idea what the name of it is, but I love it. It's so sweet. It has these little like, I don't know, long cylindrical shaped flowers in like little bundles. It's really cute. And it has kind of like a pinkish reddish colored stem. Love that. More hardy geraniums. Ooh, we got a meadow sage, which I just picked up, obviously, because it's still in its nursery pot, but I was testing out this location. Kind of was thinking maybe next to that Weigella would be pretty, but it's a little cramped, so I'm going to figure that out. We've got 3 penstemon that I picked up that I'm going to put in the ground. Look at these babies. Oh, they are beautiful. All of the nasturtiums that I went a little bit overboard with this year are just popping, trailing down beautifully. Look at how long some of these stems are. Like, that's a 4 or 5 foot stem, and they're just doing their best. I love that. The lupine's on its way out, needs to be cut out, but we've got more hardy geraniums. The foxglove are kind of all at the last little bit of their life here, but look at how tall that guy is. Coming up right now are these little mini dwarf perennial Shasta daisies, which are just about to pop. You can see some of them haven't even really opened yet. Over here, delphinium just popped open this week. Look at that beauty. Just planted that one last year. Back on the porch, our honeysuckle. I wish you guys could smell this because it is the most incredibly fragrant. It like perfumes the whole entryway to our porch. Love that. We've got some dianthus in a pot, which I'm going to plop in the ground. Ooh. Oh my God. Is that a spider eating? Look at that. Oh. Okay, that's disturbing to me, but look at this clematis. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 blooms on this clematis, you guys. Isn't that incredible? This pink and white, and I've been training it, and it's really climbing up. I'm just really excited to see that. Hoping I can kind of train it to go up and around and come down this banister, but oh, can't believe that, how productive that is. Over here in the front are raised beds in front of the garage. You can tell this one gets more sun because it's got way more blooms and it looks much more bleached. And then that one is just like a green mound. But it does have some blooms. They're just fewer and far between. And they're harder to see because there's just so much greenery. But like, look at all these. They're beautiful. I'm just really loving the variety of stuff going on in these. And I just love how they're kind of trailing down. I love how they're kind of going up and crawling up the side of my garage. What do you got there, Nix? What's all over your face? Ooh, lovely, lovely. Oh, I forgot to show you guys my little sneak peek. Okay, last thing before I let you go. These babies have arrived from Landscape Alaska and Juneau. Look at the color. Oh my God. And the volume of these blooms. Like, look at this. I can't even honestly believe that they're real. Like, and they smell incredible. These are called early evolution hydrangeas. They are the most incredible thing I think I've ever seen. So sun to part shade, zone 5, long blooming. So large clusters of white flowers begin to appear in early summer. As the blooms mature, they turn to dusky rose pink and eventually antique to dark pink in the fall. And you can totally see the variation coming through here. This really dark, dusty pink. You've got kind of this mauve-y and cream and chartreusey color. I am just so excited. I have no idea, you guys, where I'm even going to put these in the land yet, but they are going to go somewhere where they are going to shine because they are just jaw-droppingly beautiful. Oh, so that is it for today's video. I feel like it was a little bit scattered and spaced out because it was kind of clipping a bunch of stuff together. So I apologize for that. But you know, that's how projects really do go. Sometimes I feel like when I watch a YouTube video, I get like so disheartened because it looks like it's all so fast and like, you know, cohesive. But in reality, I chipped last weekend and the following weekend I got that garden bed mulch and that feels pretty good to me. So anyway, okay, well, thanks so much for watching and we'll see you later.